Okay, let's see if we can do this in one take. And cut. Passed by this campsite here, some dogs over there. Who inspires you? Hi everybody, welcome to Off the Beaten Path. I'm Florida Trailblazer. It's really great to be with you. I appreciate all of you following all my ventures. It means so much. And out here just roaming these woods today, enjoying the wilderness, taking in all the sights. And I was thinking about some of my inspirations because we all have things and people that inspire us. And from early on, one of my inspirations was and still is Les Stroud of Survivorman. You may have seen his show that was on Discovery Channel. It was on all the time, called Survivorman. Ah, it's nice to hear a train. Get sidetracked. Survivorman was an amazing show, and Les would go out on these adventures, and he was the camera crew, just him and the camera, no one else around. Build shelters, he would showcase the wildlife, the plants you could eat, and he would talk about how to survive in these different areas that he would visit. And there were areas that you would never expect to see someone survive in, but he would go out there survive there by himself, make videos about it. And I was so influenced by that, and the way he would make the videos and how genuine he seemed to be out there. And I just remember I want to get out there and hike these woods however I can, and I wanted to showcase the nature, because when I was watching some of his shows, I'd always feel like I was there along with him as part of the adventure. I like that. And one thing I strive to do in my videos is to put people in the experience, because I know you'd enjoy the places just as I am right now. So Les was great about that. His show was on for years, and eventually I believe the show was canceled, but there was some spin-offs and different things like that. But he still provides content, does a lot of work. He's also a musician, which I didn't find out he was a musician until after I got into the show many years later on. But from an early age, he was into music, so he also makes albums, he tours, and several years ago I actually got to meet him and see him on tour, and that was really cool. He came here and played with his band, and it wasn't just to show him playing music. He's very talented, by the way. He would talk about his adventures, his stories in between songs, and he even had a segment in the show where you could ask him questions, and that was really awesome with him. So he is a really genuine person, and I was so inspired when I saw him in concert, the way he was up there just performing, reaching people, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one that felt inspired. I mean, he has a big following, and so he's still out there doing what he loves, following his passion, and no matter what he's doing, that's what he's always done, is just follow his passion. And I learned from that, and that inspires me, and I try to take that inspiration and do something great with it. So I wanted to talk about some of that, but also when I went to the concert, I got to do a VIP backstage where you could meet Les Stroud. And I remember this was really cool because you could take a photo with him and you could ask him questions, sort of like a one-on-one. And I wasn't sure how it was going to happen. I got the ticket, but it ended up being after the show. And I had this thing in my head where I'm going to go in the room and sit down with him and talk for several minutes about all the stuff he's doing and the stuff that I'm into, and about the beautiful Florida wilderness and how he would love it here and things like that. And then you just think you're gonna have all this time to talk about this and that, and there was a line of people out the door to meet him, And I remember you only got like a minute or so to talk with him, so I remember trying to squeeze in what I could. And he was really sincere and signed a CD for me, a picture, and did all this great stuff. Took a photo. So it was well worth the experience. I was so nervous, but I'm glad I did it, and I'll never forget it. It's a memory that stayed with me for a lifetime. So I still follow him today. And all those shows you see on Discovery Channel and those various networks about the outdoors and the reality shows, all those shows, in my opinion, spun off from what he was doing way back early on Discovery Channel, because back then there weren't many shows like that. Nowadays, a lot of these shows are scripted, so they're not as genuine as you may think, and that's another reason why I enjoy his shows and like what he does, because he is genuine about what he does. He doesn't fake anything. And in fact, I remember at the concert, he was talking about how they got to a point on the network where they wanted him to go out ahead of time and build the shelters and then record the show as if he was going in there for the first time, and then building a shelter and setting it up so they could save on production time and get more shows out of them. Well, he didn't like that, because he was about going out there and doing things in real time as he encountered them. So I remember that was one of the conflicts he started to have with the networks. And it was an eye-opener. It's something you don't think about, but you watch all these reality shows on TV now, a lot of it is scripted. Something to think about. But I want to share a little bit about my inspiration, Les Stroud, and I have other inspirations I'll talk about in other videos, but that's one of my main influences. So there you have it, folks. Take care. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you in the wilderness.